Hello and welcome to the Lafayette Police Department Monthly Recap. My name is Scott Galloway, Police Chief, and this month we're going to be comparing stats from July 2023 to July 2024. We're also going to take a deep dive into major crimes that we investigated this month, as well as internal events that have occurred. So we first want to talk about major crimes. Major crimes include shooting incidents, stabbing incidents, anything that we can call an aggravated assault. This month on July 7th, we responded to Poplar Lane. The victim was walking outside and observed two males breaking into vehicles. The victim yelled and confronted the two male suspects, and when one of them fled, they fired a shot. There was no injury. Fortunately, nobody was shot. That's the recklessness of when people fire guns. You never know where that bullet's going to go. Fortunately, no one was injured in that incident. On July 11th, we responded to Quarry Drive. Witness said that there was a large group of juveniles congregating in front of one of the apartments, and a verbal argument ensued. Shortly after that, shots were heard. Vehicles were heard leaving at a high rate of speed. Again, no injuries. And then the last shooting we had three total in the month of July. On July 18th, on Holloway Street, a person named Tristan Clemens fired a gun multiple times into the floor after he was frustrated during a domestic situation. Multiple neighbors heard the shots. Clemens was arrested. The gun was located and no injuries. The key thing to remember about all of these incidents, we talk about the people that are involved in these crimes know each other. That's the case here on these incidents. They were either know each other or it's something where there was a confrontation. Again, we don't want anybody shot. That's something that we take very seriously. They're critical investigations because you never know where that bullet's going to go once you pull the trigger. So, again, we'd have juveniles using firearms irresponsibly. We have firearms being used in domestic situations. Those are things we take seriously, and we also investigate those crimes and make arrests. So we're proud of our detectives who hunt those people down and our officers for controlling the scene and making arrests as well. We did investigate a homicide on July 11th in Briarwood. Two males were involved in an argument. Eventually, the suspect in that case, Kwame Riddle, and the victim, Terry Taylor, got into a physical altercation, and Riddle stabbed Terry. Riddle has been arrested on preliminary charges of murder and some other charges. An acquaintance of Riddle was also arrested for obstruction of justice. On July 25th, officers responded to the park area for a person suspected of breaking into vehicles. Ricky Seats was identified for stealing out of vehicles in the Columbia Park area. He was located and a search warrant was served on his house. Seats was arrested for fraud, theft, possession of narcotic drugs, and possession of marijuana. Now I'd like to go over a few crime stats. Again, this will be published and provided to anybody that requests, but a few key ones that we pay very much attention to is firearms seized. In one case alone, we had 53 firearms seized. We work with the county on that incident. We thank them for their cooperation, and we work together to solve these incidents. So that is a 179% increase in gun seizures, and most of that results from that one case. We also had an increase in mental health calls. We attribute this to the deployment of our new program and our outreach. So Adam Murphy, who is our community resource navigator, and Amanda Ferguson, who is our homeless outreach coordinator, they really have been made available to assist officers and assist the community on getting people resources. So we have this asset, we have this resource, so that's why we're not using it, and you're seeing increases in mental health calls. We had an increase also in theft, and we attribute that to people hopping in cars, checking door handles, so it's another reminder, lock your cars, make sure your guns are locked up, because a lot of times gun thefts are taken from vehicles. And we've had multiple arrests with theft, so we've had an increase in theft, we've had an increase in arrests for theft. Robberies were down, shootings were down. I like to pay attention to traffic stops. If you notice, we stop people for aggressive driving. We give tickets for people for aggressive driving. So you'll see the ratio of citations to stops is quite low. That's because we're not trying to raise people's insurance rates or give people a hard time. We're trying to protect our citizens. The number one complaint we get is driving issues in neighborhoods. Calls for service were down, burglaries were down, and we will make sure, again, to keep these stats updated every month so you can have access to the resource. In July, we had a swearing ceremony. It was very well attended, and I appreciate having the community room that people can come celebrate people that do great work and also welcome our new officers. Jonathan Swartz, Brian Winkle, Alan Davis, Conlon Odie, and Brandon Scott were all sworn in. Officer Neil Kane received a Merit Award. That's an incident where a woman was attacked. She was the victim of a violent crime. Officer Kane attended to her, provided the resources, saved her life, and was awarded a Merit Award. That is voted on by the Merit Commission. We also had life-saving awards for a shooting incident where a woman's life was saved. Ryan Haig, Zachary Kane, Tyler Gregory, and Taylor Turner all received a life-saving award. We had 2 officers receive 20 years of service, Captain A.J. Milady and Lieutenant Mike Brown. That's a milestone because that is where you are vested in your retirement, so congratulations to those 2 officers. We had a records retirement. Tammy Summerfield worked at the police department for 14 years as a records tech and a volunteer. We appreciate her service. And we recognize Nirvana Grant, who has been a dispatcher for 29 years. She stays with the department. She is now moving into a different role in coordinating our warrant searches. We had National Night Out, which is a big event for the police to be with the community. We had that at Loeb Stadium with the Aviators game. We appreciate the Aviators for hosting, and the night we did have good engagement with the community, so we appreciate that. We are looking forward to September, a Combine Day on September 7th. You can apply at LafayettePolice.us. We're having a Canine Golf Scramble October 5th. That's going to be on social media. The Golf Scramble is a fundraiser for our canine program. It allows us to buy vests, protective equipment, and things that we need for those canines to stay safe. We are also having a gun lock distribution on August 28th from 3 to 5 p.m. in the community room. Again, gun safety is important. A lot of our gun crimes are accidental shootings, which happen. We've had people struck by accidental shootings. So we call them now negligent shootings. People are negligently handling firearms. We've had children be involved in this, so please come there. If you own guns, own them safely, lock them up, and consider getting a gun lock. It'll be free. A couple things that we do have going on at the police department that I'm proud of. We always are working to hire people and get quality staff. So we are also coordinating with the Greater Lafayette Career Academy and Ivy Tech. These are 2 local schools that we are trying to generate interest in law enforcement, specifically local law enforcement. So we'll have kids that are high school age in our kiosk, which they'll take reports, be able to facilitate people in the police department, and we're extending our internship program to Ivy Tech. So we look forward to potentially hiring those students, and that's a good program to get people's feet in the door. Remember to follow us on LPD's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and sign up for our monthly newsletter and our website. There's a lot of great information, and please write in or email us on things that you want to see from the police department. Thank you for listening.